I want to react to this particular video titled "Leave Them Girls Alone That Just Turned 18." Listen to this video clip, then we're going to come back with our commentary. Let's go.
Shade to nobody, but the men that is 25 plus, 30, 40, shit like that, stop looking at females that just came out of high school. I don't like that shit. And then y'all be trying to normalize that shit. That shit is not all right. She just came out of high school. Y'all be like, oh, what's wrong with talking to an 18-year-old? Everything. Find somebody in your age group.
Now, when we think about what she just said, it sounds like morals, it sounds like she have values. But when we really think about it, if a young lady is over 18, that is considered legal in the United States. But I have a problem with this because when we look at social media, you have a woman named Shira7, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle. She's always teaching young ladies to get with older men in order to get their money. But nobody seems to have a problem with that. Nobody seems to have a problem with women that are listening to Shira7, where she's teaching them to go get men that are older to get their money. Not for love, not for happiness, strictly money, but money related. But now, I find that this lady is being hypocritical. Let's listen to her again. Listen to the comments.
Shade to nobody, but the men that is 25 plus, 30, 40, shit like that, stop looking at females that just came out of high school.
I don't like the fact that she said stop looking at females that just came out of high school as if though men that are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are sitting outside of a high school waiting for an 18-year-old to pop out of school. That's not what's happening here. I think that what she's doing is rage baiting. I think that she knows topics like that is going to pull people in and everybody's going to act as if though they have all these morals and values. Let's look at the facts, guys. I grew up in a time where I saw the truth. I was born in 77. I know for a fact that when I was growing up, all of the young ladies that were talking to older men, they were not talking to the young guys because we ain't have nothing. We didn't have cars. We didn't have our own place to stay. We were living with our mom. At the same time, the older guys, they had cars. They had property. They had their own apartments. They had possessions, money. They were getting it. We didn't have it. So the young ladies were not really focused on us, even though some of us had girlfriends and stuff like that. But for the most part, the majority of young ladies were talking directly to older men. We're talking about men that was in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. These ladies were talking to them. These young teenagers, they were talking to those guys. So when you listen to her, it's almost like she's trying to project on men that we're all out here looking for underage girls. But what we have to understand is that the topic is not about underage girls. The topic is about a young lady that is over 18. And I think that if we listen to the content without getting emotional, we'll begin to look at what's really happening. Because I was reading the comments and they were saying that any guy that is arguing with you, he's a predator, he's a pedophile. And I'm like, what is the purpose of putting out this kind of content? Like what are you trying to do? It's almost like they're trying to say that if you're an older guy and you date a younger woman, you're a predator, you're a demon. But nobody don't have that same energy for Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, who teach teenagers, young girls, young ladies that are in their late teens, early 20s. She teach them to get with men that are in their, not their 30s, but their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and even 70s, as long as they got money. And nobody have a problem with that. Let's go.
Shade to nobody, but the men that is 25 plus, 30, 40, shit like that, stop looking at females that just came out of high school. I don't like that shit. And then y'all be trying to normalize that shit.
Nobody really cares exactly about what you like. And nobody's trying to normalize anything. I think that you're projecting onto men that they're normalizing standing outside of a high school waiting for 18-year-olds. That's not really happening. She's saying that your men are normalizing this. Nobody's normalizing anything. That's her saying that in order to get other women on board so that they can all look at men as if though we're all predators. That's what she's doing.
That shit is not all right. She just came out of high school. Y'all be like, oh, what's wrong with you talking to an 18-year-old? Everything.
Now, notice what she said. She says that y'all be saying, what's wrong with talking with an 18-year-old? Nobody is saying these things. That's what she's saying. And I think that we have to really look at things for what they really are. Why is it that people are projecting their own issues onto everyone as if though everybody is the same? I think that a lot of times people that have these issues are going through something traumatic, or they couldn't get a relationship with a guy that they wanted, so now they want to attack. Situations like that. It's like, okay, I can't get the guy that I want, so let me go out there and bash the men that are dating younger women. When we already know that she's dating the older guys. It's very clear. She's not dating guys that are, her age. And no, she's looking for a guy that got money, a guy that got a car, a guy that got this. And typically younger men don't have those things unless he come from a family that got money. But a younger guy just don't have these materials. It's just not there. Let's go.
Find somebody in your age group.
Find someone in your age group. Okay. If a man is 50 years old and he want to have children, do he find a 50-year-old woman to have children with? Or do he find a woman that is in her prime, a woman who is fertile, that he can impregnate to have a family with? I don't think that a lot of people are really educated enough to understand biology or understand the life cycle. But this whole idea of find somebody that's in your age group makes no sense. I think that a lot of people are expressing their anger towards men because they've been hurt by men based on their own choices. If you have a problem with the age of consent, then you should take that up with lawmakers. But don't bash men as a whole as if though men are responsible for this cycle. When you really think about it, if we were to look at a data sheet of the history of dating with the average woman in America, you will find that she is not dating men that is her age. She's just not. She's literally dating older men. This has been going on since the beginning of time. So to listen to this lady here, it doesn't make any sense. And to add insult to injury, you heard all of that moral stuff she had to say there? Okay, listen to this video clip here and tell me if this is the same woman that's talking.
Y'all bitches be so insecure over niggas that I don't want. I will fuck your man in his mouth in the bed where you lay at. Stop playing with me, bitch. And y'all bitches be chopped. The fuck?
Do that sound like the same lady that had them morals, the same lady that was talking about you should date a person that's your age? She just said that she would do sexual assaults on a man's mouth. And she's talking about other men. So she would cheat with another lady's man and not care. You see what I'm saying? Listen to this one more time, guys. Check it out.
Y'all bitches be so insecure over niggas that I don't want. I will fuck your man in his mouth in the bed where you lay at. Stop playing with me, bitch. And y'all bitches be chopped. The fuck?
You tell me, man. Do that sound like the same woman, guys, that was talking all of this?
Shade to nobody, but the men that is 25 plus, 30, 40, shit like that, stop looking at females that just came out of high school. I don't like that shit. And then y'all be trying to normalize that shit. That shit is not all right. She just came out of high school. Y'all be like, oh, what's wrong with you talking to an 18-year-old? Everything. Find somebody in your age group.
But you're finding someone who is not your man, and you said that you're gonna violate them in the mouth. I guess with your cat, I guess, right? Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing, guys. So when we look at the story of age gap, because that seems to be one of the debates that we see happening a lot on social media is the age gap argument, where women are coming on basically saying that if a man is older, he shouldn't be talking to a younger woman. But we don't see posts where women are teaching young ladies to stop looking for money in a man. We don't see that. We don't see no talks of women saying, stop dating older men. Why is it that when we look at the dating game, we see so many women, young women, dating older men? But then the older man is being blamed for being with a younger woman, which has always been the norm. Now, again, for clarity purposes, we're not talking about underage ladies. We're talking about age of consent. We're talking about young women that are of the age of 18 and up. And that is her argument. Her argument is that if a man is dealing with such a woman, then it is wrong. If it's wrong, then why is it the law? And if you feel that it is wrong, why aren't women just going to the lawmakers and saying you want the age of consent to be 30 then? Because I don't even know what sense does that make. Because if you're a woman and you are believing that you want the age of consent to be at 30 because you think people are not mature enough, they're just not smart enough, then you have a small window to get married and have children. Because by the time you're 30, 35 and you get pregnant, that is considered a high risk pregnancy. You're technically supposed to be getting pregnant in your early years based on biology. I don't know, maybe you didn't graduate high school, but a woman is supposed to technically be getting pregnant in her younger youthful years so that she can have a natural birth, not a cesarean section, not a C-section, not going through all of these issues in the hospitals. I think that society ruined dating and it got everybody all mixed up. Nobody should be concerned with anybody's dating preferences in terms of age gaps or any of that sort, because that's the reason why we have so many problems. Most women that are in their 40s and 50s, they're trying to get with a younger guy. Nobody complains about that. Nobody says anything about that. Most younger ladies are looking for an older man. Why? Because they want money. They want resources. They want a man with experience. Most ladies can't find that with a younger guy. He don't have these resources. Most guys literally get on their purpose typically around in their 40s and 50s. That's when they normally start to really develop themselves and really get to the bag, and they start to really maximize who they are and what they're capable of really doing. So it's just something that you really need to think about and consider. So do I believe that the woman in the video is being hypocritical? Yes, I believe that she's being very, very hypocritical. I believe and know for a fact that she is not dating men that are in her age group. She's going after older guys that are more established, guys that are more seasoned. And again, nobody's addressing Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle. Nobody's asking the question of why is it that the majority of young ladies that are in their teen years, early 20s, they're watching Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle for advice on how to get money out of older men. Nobody's talking about this. How come you don't see no women speaking against Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle? You don't see it at all. And there's a plethora of social media influencer females that are teaching young ladies to go after the older guy so that she could get the money out of the guy. That's what they're teaching these young women. So don't fall for the rage bait content. Don't fall for any of that toxicity, because it's poison and it's designed to keep us arguing and fighting all day. If a young lady is 18 and up and she chooses to get with whatever man she chooses to get with, or that man get with her, it is within guidelines of the law. Anybody that has a problem with that is just hating on that union, and they're just jealous. Because if you ask me, most of the older women that are complaining, they're just mad because they ruined their lives. Because there's no way that you could tell me that something is wrong if we have two consenting adults. Do we believe that a young lady that is 18 and up is an adult, or we still consider her to be a child? Because if you still consider her to be a child, then what you ladies should do, since you have this mindset, is you need to go to the lawmakers and make them understand that you're not mature when you're 18, that when you're 19, you're just not mature. You're just incapable of making decisions for yourselves. and you need to still live at home with your parents. And we shouldn't let them graduate early from high school. We should have graduation at age 25, since you're not mature enough and educated enough to make a quality decision when it comes to a relationship. If that's the case, go to the lawmakers so that they could change the laws. Until then, quit complaining. I'm out. Peace.